Max Dupain was a prolific Australian photographer who became renowned for his photographs capturing Australian life and culture. Dupain's modernist imagery of the human body helped to build and promote a new post-war Australian identity on an international scale. His modernist approach to photography inspired many other photographers to follow in capturing the worlds they live in. American postmodernist photographer Nan Goldin adopted Dupain's principles as she captured concealed aspects of American society. Although Goldin's depiction of America is a stark contrast to Dupain's depiction of Australia, she followed Dupain's philosophy of simplicity and directness in capturing imagery of the body to depict an identity of a nation and to stimulate social change. Maxwell Spencer Dupain, born in 1911 in Ashfield, Sydney, was inspired by Australia's beaches and captured them as well as those that occupied them. He grew up living an active lifestyle and enjoyed athletics, rowing, and surfing. In 1924, Dupain's uncle Clarence Farnsworth, an amateur photographer himself, gave him his first camera, a Kodak Box Brownie, which he adopted with enthusiasm. His creativity was later recognized at his school, where he was awarded the Carter Memorial Prize for the productive use of spare time in 1928. After leaving school in 1930, he became the apprentice of photographer Cecil Bostick. During his 3 years with Bostick, he gained vital technical training and then went on to open his own studio in 1934. Sydney-based publisher Yuri Smith played a crucial role in establishing Dupain's career by featuring his work in Art of Australia. He quickly became recognized as a leading modernist photographer. Max Dupain died in 1992 in Sydney. However, his work documenting modern life in Australia lived on and inspired various other photographers and their practices. Following the World Wars, Australians suffered from fatigue, and there was a general consensus in the public that focusing on a person's lifestyle could rectify this issue. Photography was used as a method of advertising during the interwar and post-war periods to promote a healthy lifestyle for Australians, and the beach was at the heart of this. Advertisements appeared featuring imagery relating to the beach, and a certain lifestyle began to appear. Foster's Lager's advertisement stating, "Our national heritage, paired with imagery of the beach, exemplifies this." Advertisements sought to sell a product associated with this new idea of the Australian way of life. Photography quickly became a powerful tool for promotional campaigns, and with the introduction of smaller cameras and faster film in the 1920s, it became possible to capture movement and gestures with greater effectiveness. Australia saw an upsurge in photographs depicting the beach, and they expressed a contemporary and subtler method of advertising, one that was detached from the days of war and promised a bright future. Modernist artists rapidly adopted this new technology, and photography became the medium favored by advertisers who wished to show the physical effects of their products. Dupain was at the forefront of modernist photography. He openly embraced this new form of technology and its advancements, which enabled him to capture his infamous body of work centered around life on Australian beaches. Dupain's work promoted the notion of good design that strives for beneficial social change for all, as he captured the human form and presented the body as a machine. His philosophy for photography, of simplicity and directness, manifested through his simple compositions documenting everyday life by the beach, and is exemplified in his 1937 portrait Sunbaker and his 1939 portrait Form at Bondi. In 1937, Max Dupain captured an image of his friend Harold Salvage, lounging on Culburra Beach. This image, titled Sunbaker, is one that ended up defining his career and helped change the Australian identity on an international scale. This image depicts a muscular figure of a young man with damp, tanned skin as he sunbathes on the beach. Dupain's subjects are naturally captured whilst enjoying their environment and are often young and muscular with sun-kissed skin. In choosing to capture these subjects and environments, Dupain promotes the idea that Australia is a healthy young nation with an active and leisurely lifestyle associated with the beach. It also presents the body as a well-developed machine, and his focus on capturing young subjects creates an idea of eternal youth and strength in Australia. Sydney's Bondi Beach made numerous appearances in Dupain's large body of work and helped Bondi earn its reputation as the playground of the Pacific. Max Dupain's 1939 portrait, Form at Bondi, similarly features young, healthy figures with tan skin and bathing suits. This simple composition captures a man and a woman in the center of the frame looking towards the beach, with a man's posture indicating strength and confidence. The image, captured from a low angle, depicts a couple gazing towards the ocean in a heroic manner. In doing this, Dupain hints that these idealistic human forms are looking towards a promising future, a future brought by the beach and the lifestyle it promotes. The minimal compositions and raw subject matter of these two images characterize its affinity towards the modernist principles of simplicity and directness. It was his readiness to adopt new forms of technology and its advancements that enabled him to capture such images. Dupain promoted ideas of health and strength through his photographs documenting modern Australian life. In doing so, he helped create and promote a new positive post-war Australian identity. This new identity was one of health, one that promoted beneficial social change through the reformed lifestyle, and therefore one that promoted the notion of good design. Max Dupain was a pioneer of modernist photography in Australia, and his modern principles influenced new generations of photographers, one of which is Nan Goldin. Nan Goldin, an American postmodernist photographer, shares a similar philosophy with Max Dupain. Goldin similarly adopts a simple and direct approach to photography and uses the human body to portray messages of positive social change. However, what she depicts is a stark contrast to the utopian world that Dupain portrays. Goldin instead daringly photographs life outside cultural conventions and challenges societal norms. Her work depicts her life in all of its shades, and they assert the humanity of those who lived it with her. She uses her own experiences to expose a raw and unfiltered version of America seen by few. Her subjects include sex workers, drug addicts, and the LGBTQI community, and portray them in a realistic, unfiltered light. Her work is not concerned with the portrayal of an idealistic America, rather one that exposes the hidden. Her photographs capture the flaws, vulnerability, and emotions through her depiction of the human body as well as the methods of its destruction. Nan Goldin photographs without rules or boundaries and addresses prevailing social issues. Similar to Dupain, Goldin uses her work to promote notions of good design. Although her work captures members on the brink of society and grim topics, Goldin's work also does not seek to alienate, rather to raise awareness. She captures the vulnerability, emotions, and flaws of humanity. She presents her subjects as human beings and as members of society whilst questioning societal norms and delivering a message of acceptance. Goldin's work promotes social change and activism as it exposes dominant social issues such as abuse, drug addiction, LGBTQI rights, and calls for action. Goldin, similar to Dupain, adopts new technology to capture her imagery. Her infamous self-portrait, Nan, 1 month after being battered, is a simple composition of the artist in the center of the frame. She daringly stares into the camera with her visible bruising and injuries on display. This photograph draws attention to domestic violence against women and shows the artist herself as a survivor of this violence. Goldin is pictured wearing bold red lipstick and jewelry, with the red of her lipstick complementing the red of her beaten eye. She uses this to draw the parallel between stereotypical markers of femininity, such as the red lipstick, and the potential for violence as her black swollen eye. This confrontational image demands attention and challenges the viewer to recognize an unspoken aspect of modern society. In capturing this image, Goldin adopted new advancements in technology and utilized a strong, direct flash in an unconventional and often unflattering manner, resulting in a harsh light that complements the nature of the photograph. Max Dupain and his work exemplify key principles of modernism, and his modernist philosophy of simplicity and directness created an impact in the world of photography. Dupain influenced new generations of photographers, including American postmodernist photographer Nan Goldin. Although their subject matters are exceedingly different, Goldin and Dupain both capture raw images using the human body as a means to express key ideas and messages. Their work helped shape modern identities for their respective countries and helped promote and stimulate societal change.